Live. Hello. Can you hear me? Testing.
Monkey. Silly Muffins is his other name.
Oh,
That's a friend of mine. So.
Got it. Got it.
Either one makes no sense. We got
We
you.
good?
All right.
Okay, we are
All
back.
right, we're back. We'll try this again. Welcome to the final week before our intermission week. We have Fire Nation versus Party the Challenger. So we have the first place team, Fire Nation, sitting at 2-0 against 1-1 Party the Challenger. If Party the Challenger is able to get the W this week, they'll be making a three-way tie with EGL.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool. And then we'll have the Ham Elites just trailing by 2 games. So hopefully we see that. The patch that we're going to be playing on is pretty big. Volibear got those nice quality of life buffs. He's very strong. In LCS, we've been seeing a lot of tank fiddlesticks. A lot of really cool, interesting new picks in different roles and stuff. So hopefully we can see some of that this week. I know both these teams have been practicing AP Kog'Maw mid.
Really?
I know we talk about it like every week. I'm just waiting for someone to actually play it, so I
That'd
don't.
be really,
So I don't.
I'd like to
sound-
see that.
So
I
I don't
haven't
sound
seen
like
it
I'm
yet.
talking about my butt. But we see right up here we have Burn Victim, the captain for Fire Nation. His quote on his account is actually "Cog has no counters." So. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that might be foreshadowing something, I think. But the other thing is top lane is the players that are playing today. We have Megan Foxy and Bearson. Megan Foxy has been spamming AP tops.
Okay.
He even had a game of Singed in the last 20 days.
Wow.
So I don't know if that
Is
was
he just trolling you or what?
I don't know. Maybe he just wanted me to see it and get really hyped. But that might be foreshadowing some AD mids, something like that. I really think these two teams match up really well in the lanes. Top lane, I give it a little bit favor to Bearson just by his performance in the last couple weeks.
Okay.
Mid lane, I give it a little bit to PTC with Mega Man Zero. And then the bot lane is pretty even. They both had really good performances. PTC, if they're off of Felios, doesn't look as strong, but they're still very good.
Okay.
So I think that I really think this matchup's going to come down to junglers and how they
How to
interact.
control the map.
Yeah, so look for early junglers or just to be playing the counter gank. If they're able, one team is able to establish like vision control and be there for answer every gank,
Yep.
they'll probably be ending up having real control of the map and convert that into George W a
Yeah,
win.
this is my first time watching Fire Nation play, so I haven't seen them play. I've seen PTL play, the last couple weeks, so that's all I can go off of. So Fire Nation, I'm kind of curious about just because of what I've been hearing. A lot of things I've been hearing, good things about them, especially with them going 2-0 right now. So hopefully this is gonna be a really good game to watch. Not too much Fiesta, but maybe a little bit more controlled.
Yeah, they play a much more controlled style than the other teams in this circuit. They play pretty standard. Usually it's a tank top. I know Bearsan's been on Malphite, Ornn duty a little bit. I know he's been playing a lot of Aatrox in the last couple of weeks, so might be seeing that. And then mid lane, Corki, and then they also flex the Corki to the bot lane. So that's a really cool. You could bait some picks, especially if Mega Man Zero, the mid laner for PTC, has been playing AD. You can kind of get that Corki, and if you don't like the matchup, you can flex it to the bot lane where it's not as effective, but it can really open up some good avenues of like picks and stuff.
True.
The other thing is with AP tops, if PTC does play that, and if they are forced into an AP mid, there's a lot of magic damage on the top side of the map. So if that does come through, the Rumble, Rise, that kind of stuff on the top side, you got to be really careful if your one type of damage source is magic damage. It's easy to itemize, and then you can really allow top to just build like a Spirit Visage or even just pick up a little bit of MR and then can just get out of control.
Yep.
The other thing on this patch is Death's Dance is a real problem.
Yes, it is.
That item is absolutely wild, and it's built on Ezreal now. Everyone's picking it up. It's kind of like who has more Conquerors and more Death's Dance wins the game, which is interesting. I'm hoping to see a nerf on it next patch.
They plan on nerfing it next patch. I think they're reducing, is it the healing from it for range people? I mean, for range champions. So
Which
that's
is
what
good.
I'm thinking. So
yeah, and Triton saying it's the Bork of last patch. Definitely true. Last patch it was everyone who built Bork.
Yep.
Now it's everyone building Death's Dance and Bork. So it's pretty interesting.
It's nuts. It played with it last night. It's crazy.
Yeah, it just feels really good when you take reduced damage, even though it does tick over time. It's just such a good feeling if you can play the 80 carry and you're not getting 100-0 every fight. You actually get to play the game. So that's a really cool feeling that Death's Dance lets you do. But when you get it on those bruisers and those tankier members, it just, or like someone like a Kane who just has healing built in. It just does not feel fun to play against because we had mentioned last week Grievous Wounds in the late game just feel so bad. So when you get Death's Dance, Conqueror, healing built in the kit on something like an Aatrox or a Kane, it's just like you're doing negative damage when they're damaging you. And then so we are going to hand it over to Aaron actually, and he is going to actually not. Okay, never mind. We're going to be posting a message with the information you wanted to share with. So
We're going to be posting info on how you can join the league.
okay, so yeah, we're going to be posting some information for the viewers. If you're interested in joining the league or know someone who's interested in joining the league, we'll have that information posted, and you'll just get in contact with Aaron. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either the stream or any of your friends in the league or anything like that. They can give you our usernames or anything, and we'll get you in contact with who you got to talk to. So just reach out. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to be expanding the next season, so we're looking for players. So definitely.
This is a great way. If you guys really want to get better, and kind of sick of solo queue and kind of sick of people trolling you, like this is a great way to improve your skills, to play on a team. And
get to know people too.
Get to know people. Like if you've played on sports teams before, this is what it's like. You're playing with people who know how to play, with the team who wants to learn. Yeah, you're going to get mad at each other, but that's what a team is. You're growing with each other, okay? So if you want to get better, this is the best way to improve.
It's kind of like a different angle at League. Like if you've been really enjoying it, but everyone gets burnt out of solo queue, and then sometimes you get really motivated for it. If you're feeling that burn, and then you just want to play with some people, maybe some friends that you guys play flex with, come on, try out, and we'll be happy to have you, and you can
Gonna be
listen to us
awesome.
talk about
Right.
your plays. Hopefully good. But we're going to be going with the coin flip here. We got good old Vermont again. So this is going to be heads, tails. We're going to have Fire Nation be heads. PTC is going to be tails. And it's tails. So PTC is going to get side selection. We'll let you know once we see what side they're picking. And then, so blue side actually has been very successful in a lot of pro play. I think it's mainly the openness of the 80 carry. 80 carries are very strong this patch, but only 4 80 carries are good.
Yeah.
It's Ezreal, Aphelios,
Aphelios.
Callista,
Yep.
and there's one more
Is
that
it?
I can't.
Well, for
Maybe
me-
there's 3.
I'm always strong on the Caitlyn. So
Yeah.
if you can play the Caitlyn well, that's easy farm, easy harass.
Yeah,
That's-
and I think Caitlyn is such a good
Easy
thing,
setup.
and so because you get that bot prio and Fire Nation really prioritizes dragons. That's kind of their
Oh,
win con that they've
see,
played around
then
in all
that's-
4
yep.
4 games that they've played so far. So
Yep.
getting that lane prio is going to be really important in bot lane.
Yeah.
So we got to keep an eye on that. That's probably going to be the focal point.
Mm-hmm.
Top and mid are probably going to be pretty even. Not a lot going on unless the junglers come in there. But look for the jungle party bot
Yeah.
lane, the camp getting set up down there, and that will allow that team to get dragon control, and we'll go from there. Maybe they're going to look to snowball, maybe play around Rift more, and
I'd like to see Rift get taken a little bit more because it does bring a nice early advantage with with bringing down those plates. I don't see Rift a whole lot being like both Rifts. You know, it's
Yep.
always one Rift and then you lose the other one. So I like to see more of those objectives on top side because Rift is really important in
Yeah.
every game that you play.
yeah, so there's like 2 different play styles. And it was more prevalent at the beginning of the season when they introduced plates and stuff like that. One team would traditionally get the first 2 dragons, and the other team would get the Rift Herald and plates. So you'd trade gold with the Rift Herald for the late game 4 dragon insurance.
Right.
But the thing with dragons is if you get the first 2, they're not the same.
They're not the same.
So
Yeah.
3, 4, and on from there until one team gets soul is all the same. So if you
Yeah.
can stack 3 of the same dragons, it's a lot stronger.
Yeah.
So if you are able to get Rift to get the plate gold, you get your laners ahead, and then you can have control of the map, hopefully, to get that 3rd dragon, and then you can start stacking the same. So if it's really strong with like Mountain and Infernal Dragon,
Yep.
if that ends up being the soul, and obviously that's all random. I mean, it's 25% chance for each one, but if you are able to do that, you can start stacking up that 8% armor and MR
Yeah, real
stacking
fast.
with Mountain. And if you get 3 of those, the game's probably over. And that's all stemmed from that early rift into a
Yeah.
gold lead. And if you have a 2K gold lead, you can just kind of hit people with your wallets
That's
where,
huge.
where you can walk down and you can say, okay, you might have an air dragon and a water drag, but we have a 2K gold lead and an item lead. So that's kind of like the main play style around Rift Herald. And then in the flip side, Dragon Soul is very strong. So if you get the first 2, even if they're or your first 3 dragons are not the same, you get that soul no matter what it is.
Yep.
It's going to be strong.
It's
So
gonna be strong.
that's kind of like the different play styles that you teams should be aiming for. And obviously through draft, you should be able to address your win cons. That's kind of like the main thing a lot of teams skip.
How to pick.
Yeah, and when they're not real coordinated, you don't have a goal in mind
Yeah.
going into the game. Going into even in your solo queue games, when you're loading in, you should have an idea on who is going to be your win con, what is going to be your win con, what lanes should be winning.
Yep.
Obviously, it doesn't always play out that way, but if you have that in mind,
It's a
it can
plan.
really give you a direction.
Yep.
And sometimes that's all you need. The worst thing to do is to go into autopilot, especially in something like this, and just kind of play, your last hitting. You've done it thousands of times. And then you're not really playing with a plan to win the game.
Right.
And then it's just kind of that's kind of how
Kinda falls
fiestas
through. Yep.
develop, which is all right. I mean, we like seeing fights. We like seeing action. But when you have those plans and ideas, and when you watch streamers, you often hear them say, oh, this is a win con.
Yep.
Cast 16 is a win con. Identifying those are really big things, and that can help you climb and
Yeah.
help you get wins that you usually wouldn't. So,
It's gonna be pretty big. So
yeah, so we see PTC going on the blue side, like we kind
Okay.
of said. and they do have a high priority on that Aphelios. I am almost positive it's going to hit the bans.
Yep.
If not, Mega Man Zero has been drawing 4 or 5 bans every week.
I wonder if you'll get the 4 or 5 ban this week. I'm kind of curious.
His champ pool is so big. I really don't. I mean, maybe if he has 1 or 2 champions that you're really afraid of and really puts a stop onto your plan. But he is such a big champ pool. We saw him on the Malzahar absolutely go off into an AD mid and stuff like that. So the other thing is, Bearsan's been drawing the Darius ban. He's a big Darius player, so going into Champ Select, I'm pretty interested to see each team's approach. Like we said, these teams have had a couple weeks. Fire Nation hasn't played since week 2, so they've had a lot of time to practice.
That's a lot of time. Yeah.
And kind of watch and see other people play. I know they've been getting their scrims in, so and we see the no Orn duty for Bearsan today.
Oh, and the Aphelios, we call that one. Yep, that's a good.
And Bearsan is a huge fan of playing Orn. Not really, but he's very good. And like we said, he's good in all stages of the game. But he's not the most interactive or fun champion to play. You can't really pop off on the Orn. Or you do, but everyone's like, oh, he's just broken. It's expected. So
he's getting nerfed. If you didn't hear about that.
No, I haven't.
His was it brittle damage is getting like
he might not
really
check
hit.
the assassin box now. It'll just be the mage tank.
That's getting hit big time. That brittle. For him.
All right, so and then we see Morgana getting banned too. So Caitlyn, Morgana hitting those are 2 very long range lane dominant champions. So the Kate ban is interesting. I'm not sure if Riskit is a big Kate player, but maybe he's been playing in recent.
Right.
He is a very big. He likes playing mages in the bot lane too. So I think he was a mid lane player a while back. So that translates, and they're having that comfort. So yeah. And then Leona coming off. Leona's very good.
Still strong.
Yeah, guaranteed engage. Well, having a go button is so important.
Yeah,
so.
Even with the unflinching buff, I think she's still very strong.
And with Leona banned and Morgana banned, look for Nautilus to be the premier engage support here. He's very strong and just they didn't even ban anything.
The ban.
Oh, yikes. They're saying we don't even need to ban. So first pick here, I would not be surprised if Nautilus comes through. Morgana's traditionally the counter pick. So
it just came up. I think they're banning the Syndra. So
Syndra ban?
Yeah, for the 3rd. That's the one that they forgot.
Okay, well, I don't know how that works.
I'm not works either. I'm not sure what the rules are on that one, so we'll have to.
So Syndra may be banned, but Ezreal coming in, like we kind of said, that's him and Aphelios are kind of at the top with Kalista for the AD carries.
Yep.
And Kalista's a very difficult champion to play.
Oh,
so
yes.
Ezreal, and Aphelios is as well, but we know Deadpool Gambit is a big Aphelios player. So the Ezreal coming through, definitely getting the power of the bot lane, and after that it kind of falls off. So interested to see how the responses for
Rek'Sai.
Rek'Sai.
For the early.
Yep, the early game. The thing with Rek'Sai is he's very strong early. Mid game he's okay, unless he gets out of control. Then he's good, but he definitely does fall off. So definitely picking for that early pressure, kind of what we said. That might be the determining factor. And Set coming through. FN did play Set support, I believe.
Yes.
In week 2.
Yes.
But Bearsan does play it. It's not one of his most played champions or anything, but he definitely is able to pick it up. And then we see Olaf, and so these junglers are trying to brawl, and I like it.
This
those
is
two
be a
champions,
fighting team right here.
Yeah, and those two champions go at each other, and Olaf does outscale, and Yuumi is open. But because the Yuumi Ezreal and Yuumi Olaf combo is very strong, but Cassidy
Mega Man
coming
Zero
through.
There wasn't they didn't ban any mids, so
mids,
that's
so he
going to
gets
be interesting.
His comfort. I think Cassidy's one of his most played champions. So
Cassidy's so strong when he gets ahead.
Yeah, and against a team like FN who likes playing for the 4 dragons, games are longer. You can hit that level 16, and Cassidy at level 16 is no joke. He if he gets a little bit ahead, he's one-shotting you. He's all over the place. He's super mobile. He's got 1,000 dashes, everything you want in League.
Teleport. That's all it is.
And we see Lucian coming in for Riskit. That's his most played champion, so definitely good to see him on some comfort. We'll see if Bearsan forgets to ban someone again, or if he's going to be able to click the button. Yumi coming out.
Yumi.
So
Okay.
that's a really good band. Yumi with
Yeah.
Ezreal is super strong, and then
strong.
Cassidy and Olaf are both very good Yumi carriers. So interesting to see it not picked in that third pick. I'm not sure if the support for PTC
That's
isn't
what I
a
was
big
wondering. Yeah.
big Yumi player, but after getting the Ezreal Olaf, getting Yumi in that pick
Would have
3
been huge.
would have been a huge pick.
Yep.
And she's very strong. A lot of people say she's one of the best scaling champions in the game, just because she has no really counterplay, because you can't target her, you can't CC her, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So
Karma getting banned here. So.
yeah, Karma coming out. Karma's one of those really
And
strong
the Braum.
supports.
Okay.
We've actually seen Enchanter supports really coming back.
Yes.
So the Karma's huge. Yumi, Lulu's very strong right now.
Yes.
And it's kind of an interesting triangle that goes on in the bot lane. We get damage supports, tank engage supports like the Braum, the Leona, the Nautilus, and then we have Enchanters, and they all kind of do good against each other. And it all goes. Ziggs coming through for Fire Nation. Big pick. Ziggs has been interesting, very strong. I know in LCK against SKT, they lost to Ziggs. He was just throwing Mega Infernal bombs and just one-shotting people all over the place.
I saw that, yeah.
So it's definitely a strong pick. I'm not sure how the Cassidy does into it. I'm sure it's rough early. You get poked out.
Oh,
but
of course.
Once you hit level 6, I think Cassidy's fine.
Yep.
So Lulu coming through, like we kind of said, those Enchanter supports are really strong right now. Ezreal has been going for the Manamune, Triforce, Death Dance build. So his mid-game power spike just went from super strong to super strong with Death Dance getting added to it. And then Mordekaiser coming in. That's counterpick the set. A lot of tanks he counters in the top lane and AP top, kind of what we said. So
I hate Mordekaiser.
You have to dodge his skills, otherwise he hurts.
He hurts too much.
Yep. And Mordekaiser's really good at countering dives. We've seen FN have some really clean dives, and then we see Xin Zhao. This is actually going to be a top lane pick. Bearsign is a big Xin Zhao player, so he's repping that protector from Teamfight Tactics.
Yes.
I can roll with that. So I'm not sure how the matchup goes though in the Mordekaiser.
I've never played that matchup. Usually, I do have a couple top lane games in there, but never played the Xin Zhao into the Mordekaiser.
I know he's probably going to want to go towards that Blade of the Ruin King, but Wit's End is definitely going to be a strong into, if you look at the side of PTC, Ezreal does magic damage, Lulu, Cassidy, and Mord. Kind of what we said earlier. If you pick too much magic damage, itemizing becomes very easy and linear. You do have the Olaf coming in, but if you're able to blow him up on his way in, and then it's all AP mixed with Ezreal, but a very AP heavy team comp. So the Wit's End could be level 2. Fun fact, during the 1v1 ARAM event Riot hosted, level 2 Zen had the highest win rate. That is an interesting fact. I would not have guessed that, but he is very strong in the all-in at level 2. So
level 2 or level 3, and he does so much damage with that.
Yeah, and picking something like this is often good because, like we said, you don't really know the matchup, and if they know the matchup, it sometimes can give them the upper hand. So I'm really interested in the top lane. I thought we were going to see tank v tank, and we were going to just chill. But thank you for banning Ornn. I appreciate it. I'm sad Megan Foxy didn't whip out the Singed, but next game maybe.
I want to see the Singed. I think the Singed would be interesting because even in solo queue, he's very strong.
Yeah,
you let him just farm up. It's pretty much a good game there.
Yeah, he plays his own game and runs around, and I'll keep talking about it every week until we get one.
Yep.
So we see Vindy saying Cassidy got through. That's Mega Man Zero's best champion, I guess. So. And what we see actually, mid with Ziggs bot. I didn't see that.
I was like,
that's a big change up.
Yes.
Lucian probably dumpsters Cassidy in lane. I'd assume Cassidy traditionally an anti-mage champion by design. She's really just anti-fun after level 16.
Yeah.
But if you do pick AD into her, she gets the magic shield from her Q, so doing AD damage gets right around that and kind of can hurt. But she'll probably take, I think it's a girl. Is Cassidy a girl guy?
I don't know.
One of the two.
I don't know the story of Cassidy, honestly.
Fleet footwork on it is gonna Rek'Sai's a she. He's a he. Kaisa's father. Okay, thank you for the clarify. But fleet footwork on Cassidy, very good. Can sustain, and he doesn't have to get a big CS lead.
Not at all.
The thing with Cassidy is it's great scaling, and Lucian is one of these 80 carries who's medium range. In the mid-late game, he is very hard to position and very hard to pilot well. But if it does, it looks great. But Cassidy can just pop it.
He can pop Lucian. Yeah, if this is I don't know if this is his main, but Vindy says it is his main, so I'm assuming that he knows how to play this matchup. So if at all, it's gonna come to who's gonna last the longest.
Yeah. So and once again, I think the junglers are really, really important, and we could see Rek'Sai team up with that Lucian early and just run over a Caston, and if he does get super far behind, that just gives them a longer timer before he hits that 60, before he gets those item spikes. So I think that's going to be very important, and look for dragon control, like we kind of mentioned before. That's really FN's big thing. So I'm really interested to see how this one plays out. We've got 2 really good drafts, and I think they're pretty even.
That's going to be.
Who are you gonna predict? Take your prediction on the drafts.
I'm taking PTC on the draft on this one.
I'm going to go with FN just because their team play has been very clean. They've looked really good.
But remember, that's because I haven't seen FN play.
That's true. So I get the advantage here. I do think if it goes long, PTC will win, but I think it might be a 30-minute game. We might see FN pick up the pace. With the Rek'Sai, with the Xin, they're not really playing for that 40-minute win count like they have in the past. They got Ziggs to blow up towers and all that stuff. So really, we could see a much more fast-paced play style from them. And if they're able to execute that, I think that's their main win condition. On the flip side, Ezreal scales really hard. Mord is no joke late game. Olaf scales pretty well. He's strong early. Okay, mid, late game he can run at someone and
that's true. There's no true disengage on the other team. They got the Ziggs satchel charge. That's it.
But other than that, both teams want to just run at each other and smash their faces in. So Set's very good at that. If you run at him, sometimes he just does it better. Runs, or he pulls you in and then he dunks someone. Look for the dunk on Mordekaiser into the backline. That could be something really good, but. If he tries to R someone else, like a big engage, like in set R's Cassidy, I think if Mordekaiser alt set mid dunk, Cassidy is just big chilling, so she can just
because it's not how do you call it? It's not unbreakable or anything. Like it can really interrupt.
So Mordekaiser just taking him and bringing him to the 1v1 realm. Stuff like that is really interesting, and why Mordekaiser is such a cool champion. And I'm excited to see some 1v1s in the death realm. I'm not sure how spectate even works with regular spectate works when you go into there. So I'm pretty hyped for this. The Ziggs bot, look for them to really push the advantage. Lulu is going to poke out Set, but Set's got such good health regen and stuff, so it's like it doesn't even matter. So the Ziggs pushing the lane, and then just satchel charging. Look for them to just get a gold lead, get up to top lane, take the tower, take the Rift Herald, and like we said, the play style for getting Rift and getting that early lead is probably going to be the way that FN is looking to play this game. So we're getting into game.
I do have to pause a little bit. I'm just saying it seems like a lot of people are congratulating on our shirts because we're matching with paint.
We didn't even call each other or ask what we were wearing, I swear. But thank you. And
about to get started.
Look for FN. They've been traditionally going as a 5-man and going for the invade. Like we've seen a lot from Red Side.
We have.
Almost every team has been doing it. How effective they've been doing it, or how effective they've been using the information, up for debate. But look for PTC to counter it and go to their red side. That happens, or it looks like they're going to be doing a 5-point. But we do see FN coming in here, going to get spotted out.
They get spotted. So Invade's going to hold.
Yeah, Invade's going to hold, but they can still walk in as 5 and get a ward down. That's probably all they're really looking for. We see Lucian dashing in, getting a little bit aggressive here, and Lulu's just going to walk away unless she forgets to press any buttons or something. So they're going to get the ward on here, but they might even just go for vertical jungling and put the Xin Zhao on an island, which I'm not sure how the matchup goes. But if you have Olaf up top, but PTC actually coming in here to challenge it. So it's not going to be vertical jungling.
We're going to do regular, yeah.
Probably regular. And Jig and Jag actually starting with the sweeper. So he gets a little XP off that and gets to clear one of the wards. He doesn't actually hit the ward on the red buff, which is okay. I mean, he did get one, and he is going to topside. So Olaf's going to be probably pathing bot unless he goes blue to enemy red. We could have a little vertical jungling still with how Olaf path back to the top side. So interesting to see. I'd assume Rek'Sai wants to be on top side to help this Xin. If this Xin falls behind, he's probably going to have a rough time. But if he gets ahead, he's probably going to snowball. That's a really swingy lane. And Lucian with the E start, like we said, but Mega Man Zero getting the auto attack there was pretty big. And he does have the fleet footwork, so he's going to be big chilling, just healing back up. As long as he doesn't get chunked out too hard. And he's actually winning these trades. He did use his potion already, but these early levels are the key for Caston to not fall out of the game. But that Lucian level 2 trade is nasty.
That burst right there is gonna. That's what I mean. It's gonna. See who's glass the longest in lane. Yeah,
we'll see who has the most sustain. And Lucian probably going to go for the Blade of the Ruin King. And Cassinan is either going to go Tyr or Rod of Ages. I'm not sure. If a lot of people are split. Some people go both. But Tyr is probably going to definitely come through at least. Interesting to see this top lane. That's where I really want to see some action. It's probably going to be pretty slow until we get some jungler interaction, but we see Olaf pathing to bot side. He's going to be looking to attack this Set maybe. He doesn't really have any escapes, but Set landing the face breaker and getting a nice trade. The Omni Stone on Set is really cool. He gets some interesting interactions, and then he also gets access to Hex Flash with Nimbus Cloak. So that combo is just really gross. And here comes the Olaf, like we said. And he's going to try and probably burn the Set's Flash. But he doesn't really get a whole lot. That was well played by the bot lane being safe and kind of having awareness of where they knew Olaf started topside. So around 3 minutes, they should be expecting a gank unless they get vision elsewhere. So way to play the weak side strong. And we see Rek'Sai countering here, burning the flash of Mordekaiser and still getting the knockups paired with Xin. And Rek'Sai getting the first blood, and he could snowball off that. And like we kind of said,
that's what they want.
Yeah, Rek'Sai falls off unless he gets a bunch of kills. So very cool. And we see kind of the difference here. FN knew, bot side knew they were weak side. They knew the jungler was coming. They didn't even have any wards in the river or the try. But, just by getting that early knowledge, they really used that information well to know Olaf's path. And with that, they knew he was going to probably gank bot. And if not, they lose 2 creeps and they don't die. Lose a few creeps, and then they get this XP and everything. But on the flip side, Megan Foxy playing a little aggro. Rek'Sai pathing topside. They didn't get that knowledge that FN did with their early invade, so it was kind of a toss-up if Rek'Sai was going to be there for the counter gank bot or if he was going to be topside. And Rek'Sai does traditionally start red and path bot because he has a lot of really good gank paths, but we saw him go from the blue side, kind of like past the tower, and that's a really good gank path. It's
that's
so
his
good.
Power though. He can gank from any angle, almost just like a Zac in a way. Just different.
And he's stronger early than Zac. So that first blood really big pickup for FN, and look for and we see Xin Zhao actually pick up the null magic mantle. So he's
Rek'Sai going in for an invade. It looks like.
Yeah, and he hasn't recalled yet, but he's looking for a repeat gank actually. But Megan Foxy going to get the push in here. Maybe look for Xin Zhao to get a freeze here. I can't really tell with the mini map, but
but the Lucian, Cassidy, that doesn't look okay.
Yeah, but if Xin Zhao is able to freeze this lane, Mordekaiser is going to be so hurting for gold and experience, and he's going to have to walk up. And if I was Rek'Sai, I'd be pathing right to top lane right now. Mordekaiser's going to have to try to break the freeze. Olaf's bot side, he's going to have to walk up to get XP and gold. He's got no flash. Attack that lane.
But this goes back to your point, as you can tell, that the dragon controller, that's what they're going for right now.
Yeah, and blue team does have a pink ward on there. Set's able to clear it, but Olaf is down there. He gets a ward in the pixel brush. Rek'Sai's down there. And we see this level 6 trade. Cassidon's not 6 yet, so Lucian really doing a good job getting a 25 CS lead. And this is what needs to happen. If Lucian goes even with Casson, it's
Right.
game over.
Game
So
over.
he's doing a really good job of using that, pushing him in, getting some control over the river, and we see FN taking that dragon, keeping their same win con, I guess. Dragons are strong, and if you get them early like this, you could get 25-minute soul. And with Ocean Dragon being the first one going down, and I didn't see which one coming up, but we see this nice extended trade, and that MR really coming in clutch here. And Bearson getting that push in, should be able to get a nice cheater recall here or get vision in the enemy jungle. One of the two. Oh, but actually blue buff's coming up. Is he going to greed for it?
I don't know. No, he might. No.
Nope. I'm not sure if he has. Oh, he doesn't have his trinket up.
No.
If he was able to get a ward on that Gromp blue buff, that would have been really smart because, just tracking this Olaf, they've been doing a really good job of getting that information, kind of playing around it, which is really nice to see. And Lucian going for a big trade.
Cassin's having a rough time in that mid lane. Already behind, 20 CS almost?
Yeah, and he picks up the Ruby Crystal. So he's probably going for
the
Rod of Ages. So very interesting. And I would really like to see Xin freeze this wave. I kind of mentioned last week I'm a big LS guy, and he's crazy over freezing and gets mad. But like if Xin freezes this, Mordekaiser just has no option. Olaf has to come up, and then they can continue to win that bot lane.
Right.
And then he's safe to just farm. Even if Olaf's up there to break the freeze, he can just play around it, and he can just build up this CS lead. We see big CS leads all across the board for FN, except for in the bot lane. Zig's having a little trouble with Ezreal, which is interesting. Would have thought that he had an easy way of just farming. But maybe just getting unlucky with those bouncing bombs, missing a few creeps, and we do see him have a little bit of a big wave down here. So Ezreal just farming, getting scaling, and he's going for that Miromanos first. He picked up the pickaxe, so that gives him actually some stronger trades. Then going the tier first, it will delay the tier spike or the tier transformation, but a little bit, but it gives him some more lane power. Probably pick that up to fight for the dragon, but then they just were off tempo, had mismatch recalls. So see Rek'Sai coming in, and the flash knock up, and Burn Victim picking up the kill here. That's huge, and Demon Ruler getting out. So he flashed on Kassadin. I think Kassadin flashed late. He still got knocked up, even though he flashed the knock or
you
the
still
flash
get the delay
knock-up.
after the flash, even if you got hit.
Yeah.
So that's the. I don't know whether that's in the game or a glitch or anything, but it does happen a whole lot.
Yeah, and I think it's happens a lot more to Rek'Sai because he flashes, and then if he clicks to auto attack, it knocks up. So it's kind of an interaction that's interesting, but that's a huge kill. And like we said, this Lucian is double up on Kassadin and CS right now. He's up 41 CS, which is monstrous. And we kind of talked about win conditions before, and that's really
here comes the.
Yeah, and Zig's just kind of running Lulu down here. Oh, and we see the flash set and the super mega infernal bomb. I think that's what it's called, coming in. Little bit missed opportunity there. Set with the flash face breaker. Looked good, and now he's just kind of running it down. But he's a new champion, so he's got a full HP shield. And then Ziggs landing the Q there, almost picking
Ezreal off.
that would have been crazy. But I guess the support set really testing the limits there. It ended up working out. I thought he was just kind of stuck, caught out under tower. So that would have been unlucky. And this is exactly where Ziggs wants to be. It kind of took a little bit, but he's down here just hitting the tower. He just wants to get those plates down and get the satchel charge. So
they're playing this early game, mid game real well.
Yeah, and actually,
FN is.
Yeah, in their first two games, they lost lane almost across the board. But then their team play came in. And really, but with this huge lead, I'm struggling to see a way PTC, unless they have some really good mid game plays. But if FN plays the way they did in the first two lanes and don't miss cannons like that, they play really strong. So hopefully we'll see PTC make some proactive plays here. They've kind of been on the back foot. We haven't seen Olaf really do much since that first gank in the bot lane, which they just kind of walked away from. But should be digging
he hasn't
6.
put much presence on the field other than the first gank,
he is a very good power farmer. I mean, he scales to mid game, but your lanes are bleeding right now.
Yeah.
You got to get out there and try and make something happen. I mean, don't force, but you know,
Right.
put yourself out there.
Put yourself out there.
Zin's pushed up here. He has no wards down.
I know. That's what I'm.
Olaf could come up. I mean, Mordekaiser could just press R and then Olaf can just walk up and be there, and you know, stuff like that is pretty easy. But we see Dragon coming up here. Interested to see if Zin takes a trade here, so that Mordekaiser's chunked, because Mordekaiser can TP down alt the jungler, and then they have no smite. But it looks like they're just going to be giving over the Dragon. Yeah, and actually the face breaker into the. Holy moly, that was a lot of damage. Oh, and Rek'Sai from downtown. So that combo, the Hex Flash from Set, he actually had no vision in the Dragon Pit, PTC. So he gets the movement speed from Nimbus Cloak. I'm not sure why Hex Flash gives the Nimbus Cloak move speed. But it's really strong. It is, but it's up all the time.
Summoner spell, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
So then he gets the face breaker into the Mega Inferno Death Bomb, and then Lucian dashes over and brings that burst, and then Rek'Sai actually finishes it off because she ulted herself, so she survived. But Rek'Sai came all the way from downtown for the execute on the R. That was pretty well played, and they had vision over the wall, and Lulu didn't have vision in the pit, so she didn't know Set was coming. I'm sure that was kind of a scary thing when Set flashes over and you see all these skill shots coming at you. So see Zen getting a big CS lead, and he did rush the Wit's End. So Olaf needs to help this man out. I'm just going to say.
That. He needs to help the mid out, too. The mid's just getting drained there. 40 CS now behind that, and he's already. Lucian's got an Essence Reaver already. Man, that's huge already.
Yeah, so he's really had and we see the bot lane tower going down for Ziggs. So Ziggs now going to move to the mid lane, and that cloth armor and those ninja tabbies that Cassidy probably going to be building is not going to be as effective. It's still very good against Ziggs, but they're really just looking to start taking these towers and just move everyone around and just snowball. They just want to keep this pressure up. They've been doing a great job at it, keeping Party the Challenger on the back foot.
Yes.
And if you're watching this game, you're like, wow, they've been dictating the pace, and that's really good.
The jungler is what's really showing the difference. Like someone said, jungler. I kind of agree. Rek'Sai has been in every lane so far, has gotten at least a kill in every lane.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and so then Dragon Control,
that makes a huge
stuff like that,
too. Dragon Control is huge, too, so he's been there.
And Jig and Jag just... I'm not sure if he's just unsure, but they don't even have a lot of vision.
Right.
Like if you look at top side, bot side does have a lot of vision, but if Mordekaiser can get ahead, he can have a chance against this Zen. But and we see Lucian just following Cassidy around, and he is just dogging him. Wherever he goes, he's just all in him.
Man to man, right there.
he has Set here for a little bit of so he can play as aggressive as he wants because they have vision of Lulu and Ezreal and Mord. They know where they are. So he can just play as he wants, and he's got backup. They did a very good job of rotating the Ziggs and the Set that were the bot lane down. So Lucian can go up and just be in Cassidy's face and keep that pressure up because, like we said, the pressure is what is winning them this game. And if they can keep it up, I think they can close this out in a really fast fashion. So,
but it's going to be interesting if they can close this out early. If not, then I wonder, that late game might make a big difference, though, too.
Yep, and Triton just said Cassidy level 11, that's one spike, and then 16's like a giant spike. So they really do have to keep this pressure up, and they've been doing a good job at it, but look for a little bit of a lull here. With Cassidy getting a little bit of defensive. Ezreal gets that 2-item spike. He's very strong, and if they can delay it, and you can give up towers. They can give up these outers. They're against Ziggs. They're against Lucian. These are very strong early champions, very good sieging champions. So towers are going to fall. And sometimes you just got to accept that. But you know that as long as you don't let too many towers fall, give up too many kills, too many objectives.
There's always a way to come back.
Yeah, they can, and they have the superior scaling comp. So I still interested on the Zen pick. I feel like he's doing he's doing good.
A lot. I think he's doing good. He's putting that pressure up there against the Mord,
my
man.
goodness.
Ezreal always goes down there.
Yeah, he burned him all the way down with that. I couldn't tell if that was a barrier or if that was just Lulu shield. Barrier?
It was barrier and
barrier
both.
Wow.
They had to pop both of them.
That is a big summoner, and this Lucian is a real big pick. And like we had talked about, we thought it was going to risk it as his number 1 pick champion, but flexing it into the mid lane was huge. And the early pick Cassidy still looking suspect. I get that it's one of Mega Man's really good champions, but leaving Cassidy open, Cassidy's best as a counter pick to an AP. You know, you can pick him into a safe lane where he can farm and scale. Comfort obviously comes in here, but you leave him vulnerable to things like this. Rek'Sai Lucian is just like, I'm coming at you, and we're going to fight. Whereas if they in pick 3, pick Yuumi, this game might be completely different.
I would agree with that one. With the Yuumi pick would have been.
Yeah, because they have like 3 of the best Yuumi carriers, and then like they get 2 bans. If they ban the Cassidy, and he has such a big champion pool. There's a lot of things, but maybe just wanted to play Cassidy.
They are fighting for the 3rd dragon.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and we see Ezreal
Who's
coming.
getting it? Ooh, okay, so Blue gets it.
Yeah, Olaf getting the smite, set W in the wrong way, but here comes the Xin. And he's big.
Yeah.
And he came up for a little bit of cleanup here, and he's running down this Ezreal.
Mori got the shutdown on the Rek'Sai.
Wow, that we missed that off of Spectate, but we see 2 more kills coming down. And Mort completing the recall. That was scary. That's a clincher right there. But the big team fight win goes for FN, but the Infernal Dragon goes to... So they just stalled the game, stalled the 4-dragon win con another 5-6 minutes. That's huge. That's all they're trying to do is buy time here.
If we look at... I was just looking at the gold differential. That's 6K gold lead on FN.
6K gold lead. Yeah, and then stack those kills on top. But they have the scaling. They have Cassidy.
They do, but I feel... It might be a little late, it might be too late before that. But if they do keep playing this late game and they're able to stall this game out with the next dragon, or even like prevent the Baron from coming, then I can see it coming back for sure. The
one thing with you mentioned that I didn't even think of is the Baron take on FN is so fast.
It's going to be fast, yeah.
You got Lucian, Rek'Sai, a Blade of the Rune King, Wits End, Xin Zhao, and a Ziggs on there. That's a very fast Baron, and we see Xin Zhao taking his shot at Cassidy here. And he's got that Wits End, and like I said, if Olaf's not there, he could probably just go in on anyone and not be...
Olaf's
my goodness, that was a big...
high.
Yeah, that was a big pick. And then, like we said, and Cassidy actually flashes the knock-up on that one, so that was much better. You still push it up with, they still have the tier 1 up there, so he probably felt safe, but Olaf falls in your jungle. He was trying to run, but, and we see FN using the Rift Herald, kind of like we talked. Rift Herald hits it, Ziggs throws Satchel Bomb, boom, the tower's gone. That is just such a good use of that combo, and really oppressive. There's not much answers to it. And
that Olaf death, I call it greed, man. When you want your blue buff, you want your blue buff.
Yeah,
you try to smite for it, you want it.
Yeah, and then boom, there's 5 people there, and you're getting it popped.
But they're keeping up with the pace. FN is keeping their pace up, where they're not letting PTC breathe at all. There's no breathing room right now.
They have to fight for their own jungle, and when you have to do that, it puts you in a really unique spot where it's like, we have to make plays. We have to do this. We have to fight. But
you have to force it somehow.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to take the fight and just hope for the best.
Yeah, at a certain point, but they really want to scale. Like, they're probably saying, like, man, Cassidy caught out, trying to get some creeps. And, FN looking really, really clean here.
Yep.
And this is a style we haven't seen them play.
No,
We've really
not at
seen
all.
the long con. They're kind of playing for scaling. They're playing for the 40-minute outscale. But now they're on the flip side. They're playing the aggressive comp and still looking really, really clean. So that's great to see. And this is a much more exciting play.
Other than the fiesta we had last couple weeks, I actually enjoy this, just the way that FN is really coordinated in their pressure, and they like we said before, they're keeping to their game plan. And they're keeping that pace where they can't farm, like PTC can't farm in their jungle, PTC can't farm in their lane. There's no pressure, and they're just keeping that pressure. They're just literally suffocating them in their own base, their own area.
Yeah, so and they're just taking more and more of the map.
Right,
it's like this is ours, this is ours, and that's a really good systematic way to play the game. You start with you got 50-50, and you start pushing your line forward, and then you just keep taking more, and you're getting more XP and gold from the jungle camps. And the one thing that PTC could do here, I'd love to see Cassidy just park in, top lane, somewhere safe. Probably top lane, it would be the safest place. Try and get a freeze and just sit there because she needs XP. And if she's unable to get there,
It's a he, remember?
Oh, he needs XP, and if he doesn't get to 16, I think they have no chance of winning. So even if they have to give up this third dragon, I think just trading that for XP on the Kassadin, XP and gold is
That's
huge.
a big gamble, man. I think
Yeah.
that's a pretty big gamble.
But I think with how the game's sitting right now, that would be their best play of action. Obviously, there's a lot going into it, but they're going to lose this dragon fight anyways.
Yeah.
So you might as well get something for it.
Hey, I'd be interested to see a steal.
Yeah, they could go for the steal, but they're down almost 10K gold. As long as something crazy doesn't happen, they should. I should say they should lose the fight. You never know what's going to happen, but.
But FN's playing the vision game real well though too. They're fighting for that. It's good.
Yeah, and they're in no real rush here. They can just kind of make PTC push up farther than they're comfortable with, and then they can just kill them all and then take the dragon.
Yep.
And they're doing a great job of controlling the vision. They do start it here. This might just be, but Xin Zhao has so much.
There's so
healing
much damage
here
going
and
on.
damage, yeah.
Oh, that was.
I almost thought Olaf
I
stole
almost thought
it.
the
So.
axe was gonna go.
And we see this combo here where Lucian just, oh my goodness,
Oh,
and
the
Rek'Sai
Rek'Sai
comes
just
flying
comes
in. And Lucian just absolutely being a beast here.
Yep.
He is just dashing forward
Yep.
with no fear.
See that?
And he is just playing it really, really clean.
Yep.
And he's got
Lucian
the team.
played so well against the mid lane. Oh,
Yeah,
that's why
Lucian
he's so
played-
bad right now.
Yeah, Lucian played absolutely great. Probably the MVP so far.
Yep.
He really just won
Not
lane.
just him, but the Rek'Sai putting that pressure on every other lane as well too. Like that just goes far and beyond.
Yeah, and you can
So-
kind of see just the coordination. They're just all on the same page.
Yeah.
They're throwing the Ziggs ult with the Rek'Sai coming in after, and it's
Yeah.
just really clean play by FN here. I really do like the combo, though, with Ziggs,
Yeah.
Rek'Sai. It's been looking really clean where they get the
agree with
early
you.
pressure, they get the Rift Heralds, and then they blow up the towers. But then also you throw the Ziggs bomb, and you're really strong, and you're running at them. You know they're running away. You just throw it behind there, and Rek'Sai comes from downtown with the
Right.
ult. It's been a really good combo, and we saw in pro play Bard paired with Ziggs, where Bard would ult and then Ziggs would ult on top of it.
So true.
So they couldn't it was indodgeable. So this is just as kind of a similar thing. Rek'Sai gets the knock up, Ziggs throws the bomb, and there isn't really much counterplay. Or we saw the set flash face breaker into the ult, and if you hit the sweet spot on the ult, it does like 1,000 damage or something crazy
It's
like that.
huge.
So usually the main counterplay of Ziggs is you just finish boots and you walk out of the
Yeah.
middle, and then it's like 300 damage, and
Yep.
it's still a lot, but not anything crazy. But with these combos where they're layering the CC onto the skill shot, and it's been really good. And,
Yeah,
and
Xin Zhao's
Xin
just
Zhao,
tearing.
yeah, he's just trying to take the 1v1 with Olaf.
And Set just going in, everything.
Yeah, and then we saw and he's actually diving the tower here. Mord picking up the kill, and Lucian getting a little aggressive here, but he is super strong, and he actually
Ooh,
dodges
he
the
dodges
Q,
the
and
Q.
holy moly, what an outplay. But Kassadin comes in, picks up a shutdown, I think, on the
this
Xin.
might be the end.
Yeah, but I don't think Kassadin, he's
can't
sitting
do
on
anything.
1.5
Yeah,
items at
like-
24 minutes just because he got so
He
shut
got
down.
shut down so hard.
And he got camped. I mean, Rek'Sai was always there. He wasn't able to really play or even approach the waves without
Yeah.
fear of getting ganked. And with Lucian playing so aggro and being, but a big
See.
shutdown. If only that had happened about 5 minutes ago, we
Maybe
might
a
have had
lot earlier than that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But we see FN
See,
playing
that
really
was clean.
Yeah,
that was a clean early pressure game. I
that's
give that
the
one props.
That's the first comp we've seen like that actually worked.
Yeah.
We saw the Quinn comp not have success.
Yeah, right.
But even with the top lane, they kind of were on an island.
Yep.
But everywhere else was a lot of pressure, a lot of fighting, and they were constantly on the gas.
Yep.
And PTC was on the back foot, trying to fend them off until they could scale. But we see the game ending with Kassadin with 1.5 items. If Kassadin can hit 3, that's when he gets really
real
strong. But
they prevented him from that. Like that was nuts.
yeah, that was a very clean, and we see Lucian finishing with 3.5 items plus boots. That's a stomp,
Yes.
like Lane Kingdom
Yes.
right there,
Yep.
which happens, but especially when you get the counter pick. The thing I would like to see PTC is if they shore up the side lanes, picking AP top with Caston and mid really limited their damage profile to AP, and we had kind of talked about that in the pregame. Zinzao was able to rush the Wit's End, and he didn't die until the last fight, and he was able to just go in and just kind of fight, scrap, and he had so much lifesteal, and they couldn't kill him because he was
even
one
with that,
damage.
even as a jungler, like I'm a jungler main, but watching PTC's jungler just kind of free farm the whole game, you know, and like that one gank was a good gank, you know, it prevented, it like put the pressure on the bot lane.
Yep.
But you didn't see anything anywhere else.
Yeah, or
like,
even like going in and trying to. Olaf beats Rek'Sai or before level 3.
Right.
But then like in some there's some spikes where
yeah, there was nothing there to see.
No real interaction.
It was really rough, you know, to watch that. And you know, FN, they did really well with that. With their lead, they kept pressuring. They put the pressure. Holy cow! All game.
That was
go back push in. Ward deep ward. It was messed. It was good. It was good.
Trying. I don't know what that says in Twitch chat, but
I don't know either.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see if PTC wants to play the scaling comp.
I want to see that too.
I think I really liked their draft. It was good, but maybe just having a little bit different, maybe even just a different jungler. And if Jig and Jag wants to play the power farm, Olaf is a good power farmer, but maybe on the Grave, something with a bigger AD damage. If they're going to take so much AP, that would be a little bit more balancing. Because Graves as a champion, if the other team doesn't build armor, so like in that game they had AP top, AP mid with Graves, and then even Ezreal, so they had a lot of AP. Graves comes in, and if you don't build armor against Graves and he power farms, and he just comes in and he makes you build armor, and then you can't build for your lanes. And it's just a better balance. Olaf, He is very good if he can get into your face and gets ahead. He's a snowball kind of a champion, and he's good when he's empowered by his team. So when he can be a battle ward and he can go in and just face check with mid prio, but they were never going to have mid prio. Lucian,
never.
And then the Zinzao ended up having top lane prio. So Rek'Sai was able to just dictate the pace of play and just put Olaf on the back foot. And as Olaf, you want to be, he's the berserker. He wants to go in there and just be fighting. But when he is unable to get the agency, unable to get the follow-up, and the key thing with jungle is you need mid-prio to get jungle advantage.
Right.
Especially in the early mid-game. You get mid-prio, you get crab prio, you get it, and then with that you get XP, and then you can fight the other jungler. If Olaf gets a 2-level lead from power farming, and he goes in the jungle and he can just say, Rek'Sai, I'm going to kill you over and over, and you get the vision, and then Kassadin is able to go with them and pick up some of those kills, that we could have seen that game go completely different.
Yeah, but there was no pressure, no offense to the Kassadin. I think he tried doing as much as he could, but he couldn't roam like he usually does. You know, like the roaming, putting on the 3v2 bot, 2v1 in the jungle, or 2v1 up top, like he couldn't roam. He was stuck. But that's because he was behind, like literally all game.
And Rek'Sai was getting out of control. He can't roam without vision on Rek'Sai, because if he face checks a 4-0 Rek'Sai, he's going to get popped. So, so we are going to be going into, I think we saw 225 was the next. 225. So we'll take a little break. We're going to take a little break here, and we will see you in
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Sounds like a plan.
for the best music for your videos? Then you should check out Artlist. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone. I'm coming directly to you for ask a quick favor. Will you add?
All right, welcome back, guys. We're going to be getting into game number 2 in just a few minutes here. And we're just kind of talking about the last draft and kind of some changes we would like to see. The PTC draft was great, but
it was really good.
we were talking about seeing Mega Man Zero. He's really one of the strongest players in the whole circuit, actually. And putting him on a scaling pick is good, and that's kind of like a late game insurance. But maybe if we could see him on a control mage, something like the Malzahar he had such great success with, something like Azir, something like that, where he can dictate the pace of play and really help pair up with a jungler, and then they can kind of take over the game. I want to see FN ban Singed. I do too. No, I don't want to see that because Singed is getting picked, tank monkey. But stuff like that, and then. Other than that, I think the draft was really, it was a good clash of styles. We saw early game pressure with late game scaling, go at it. Early game pressure was able to end the game before they got outscaled. So that's how the game works, and that's good to see.
That early game pressure was clean from FN. The way they played it, the way that they, you prevent like the mid laner, prevent the Cassidy from hitting his spike, and then the bot lane just putting that pressure down and getting those towers down early already.
And bot lane did great from move. They win. I think they took every tower with Ziggs. Ziggs was there for almost maybe one fell without Ziggs there. Zin I think took the top tier one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But every other one, other one was Ziggs using his strength at taking towers and clearing waves, and he just used that to his full
And we didn't
potential.
talk about that. That was really good objective play.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't even have any kills, they were ready for 4K gold ahead with
Yeah.
only 1 or 2 kills on their belt. If they just kept doing that, they didn't even need the kills
Yeah.
at all.
Kills
that
were just
objective play
bonus,
was
so-
crazy.
Yeah, they played really clean,
Yeah.
and hopefully we see another clean game played like that, and hopefully PTC is able to get to their spikes. I really want to see a game 3 here.
I wonder if they'll change it up, though.
Yeah, I mean,
wonder if they might change it up from...
yeah, and I'm interested to see if any bands switch, or if in that pick 3, if it ends up going similar. We do see they switch sides, so FN's going to be on the blue side, and Party of the Challenger is going to be on the red side,
Yeah.
which can open up some things. But I wonder if Yumi hits the bands in the first, because I think that would have been a huge swing.
Yes.
In draft. And then maybe getting on an earlier agency jungler. Olaf, great. We see him take over games.
Amazing. Yeah.
But it's not the same entry as a Rek'Sai or a J4 where you can be strong throughout the whole game on J4 or have really strong early on Rek'Sai.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we've always, I think we talk about it every week, those two junglers are a real big favorite for
Yes.
all the junglers in this circuit.
Yep.
Because they do bring very linear style, and you know when they're going in, and they just provide a lot to the team.
Right.
So maybe a J4 pick would have been nice, something like that. So I think, once again, jungle is going to be the
Big difference.
the big key, and whoever, no pressure, but better Jung wins,
Yep.
as they say in solo queue. Jung diff.
Jungle difference.
Yep, and we're going into champ select here. I
Maybe
think
they'll actually do all 3 bands. And not
yeah,
forget
maybe
one.
they won't forget to press ban Bearson. And we see the Aphelios going down. No one knows what he does.
Yeah.
He's too broken. He has a
No.
Heimerdinger turret better than Heimerdinger
Better
for
than
some
Heimerdinger.
reason. And then we see,
Because it can do all 4 of his guns.
don't get me started. And we see Ornn, Morgana, kind of similar.
Okay, so the
band, but-
Ezreal picked band this time.
Yep,
okay.
the Ezreal band. Maybe Deadpool Gambit's going to be looking at the Callista here. And that's kind of the third S plus tier 80 carry in the meta right now.
Yeah.
But we saw Riskit not afraid to pick those mages bot lane, and Syndra is super strong
Are
bot
we
lane
gonna see
and
a
top.
late ban again?
Yeah, I wonder if there's
Bearson
a...
gonna ban? Or is it glitched?
Is there like a or there might be like a spectator
Okay,
bug
there
or
we
something.
go.
Okay,
The
no.
set ban.
Set banned. So
Ah.
that's probably targeted at top lane.
Yeah.
Even though they used it very well with there, and we see the Rek'Sai banned here. So those jungle priorities, those early game junglers. Oh, baby, do
no,
it.
they're trolling you, dude. I know they're trolling you.
Oh, Christian, why are you doing me like this?
But the
What if
Sims
he
thing-
locked it in?
What if
I
he
would-
locked? I'd be
I'd
surprised. I would be.
He,
I'd be very surprised if he locked it in.
and
See?
yep, we see the Syndra, and this is a huge flex. We've seen Syndras pop off
Yes.
in this league. I think was
Syndra's a
PTC
yeah.
into the vein. There was just a 9-0 Syndra, just
Yeah.
one-shotting veins. But Caitlyn coming in, very strong bot lane, and we see PTC really taking lane agency in the bot lane with that pick. I mean,
Hey,
that,
the Leona came through.
Yeah,
but they're
Leona
not.
isn't banned.
Okay,
Oh,
so Leona's
Nunu.
open.
yeah,
I wonder
Leona.
if anyone's gonna pick her up.
I'm interested to see if the Syndra's flex in the bot lane. I'm not sure what her main partners are, but we see Leona and Nautilus up. They're kind of like a handshake. They're both
Right.
super strong.
Right.
We could see Red Side try and ban one in stage 2 of bans and then pick the other. That would be very good. Or even just pick it before. But PTC does have
Okay.
counter pick
Yeah,
on,
the
and we see
Olaf.
Demon Ruler going on the Olaf. So switching, trading junglers.
Yeah.
See if he is able to use. If he's able to play Olaf like he was Rek'Sai last game, where he
Yeah.
gets ahead and he can just go into the enemy jungle and just be a battle ward and just fight whoever he sees,
Right.
and that would be. And we see the cog
Oh.
hover. Leona
So the Leona
Nautilus.
the Nautilus.
Yeah,
that's gonna.
we'll see their prio here.
Yep.
I know a lot of people prioritize Leona, but Nautilus is very good as well, and he even has the hook to get out, so he's
Well,
a
that's
little more
the thing.
flexible.
I play both. Those are both my main supports that I play, and I love them both.
Yeah.
But Nautilus just gives that, I think, more of that freedom for error, room
Yep.
for error, just because of his kit.
Yep, and he can't go through minions with his engage, but he can get
Right.
out. So it's kind of a nice switch, and we see the
Right.
Karma coming through.
Okay.
Karma Karma Caitlyn sounds like a
Yes.
spooky lane to lane
Very
into. So
spooky.
look for them to really get ahead and use that for dragon control. I don't think PTC got the one dragon, but in almost every game, FN has had the dragon control almost
Correct.
entirely. So look for them to use the Caitlyn to.
Okay,
And we see
okay.
Kassadin banned after the Lucian ban. So
Yeah.
Lucian was their answer to Kassadin. So with Lucian hitting the bin, Kassadin's got to go.
Correct.
So
But that was a good. He had to do it. So.
yeah, after you don't want to have to play or into Kassadin if you don't have your comfort pick into it.
Yeah.
So and like we said, Syndra could be
Okay.
flex here, so he could still pick if. But I'm expecting them to last pick mid lane,
Right.
which is
right.
probably gonna. So we'll know if the Syndra's bot or mid. So expect top lane to be picked here, unless the Karma's going in the top lane. And Karma's actually a flex too, so she can always be flexed in the mid lane. And
Okay. Corky being banned here for the
Yeah,
last ban.
FN banning Corki, that was kind of their signature pick in the first couple weeks. So, but they have the Syndra. That's kind of serves the same purpose as the Corki.
Syndra's just guaranteed kill. That's really
Yeah,
what it is.
Syndra's so-
Press R, boom.
And she's just a very good laner. And we see the Aatrox pick here. That's one of Bearsun's most spammed. I think he's played like 20 games of Aatrox
Wow.
in the last 2 days.
Okay.
So maybe a steal
The
pick away. But
Ooh,
oh,
okay.
Garen, Darius Hover. Where's the team or the Singe?
Where's the singe?
Yeah.
Ring the singe.
But I was gonna say.
Woolly Bear isn't bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
He goes
figured it was
to
going to be the Darius. They were
Yeah.
just playing with their emotions there a little bit. But Darius does good in the Aatrox,
Yeah.
and if he gets ahead,
Oh, that's too scary.
it is not
Too
good.
scary.
And then Sivir going to be hovered here. So it is going to be Syndra mid by the looks of things. Varus is still open. He did get nerfed a little bit this patch, but he's still good.
strong.
That's the
yeah.
other S plus tier I was
Yep.
thinking of.
Yep. Varus is still
Varus,
good. He did get nerfed, you're right, but he's still very strong.
Yeah, I think it was a little damage on his Q.
Yes,
Nothing
yes.
crazy. Attack speed Varus didn't get touched, but
Right.
lethality did.
Yeah.
And I think attack speed is actually a better pick here just because they have like a pretty standard team comp.
Mm-hmm.
Lethality is good because you can kind of chunk them down where Syndra can get into the place of
Zoe.
one-shotting and Zoe coming
Okay.
in. So welcome rioters as Twitch chat always spams when Zoe's picked. So maybe we're going to be seeing some big one-shots, and that's a champion I really like to
Yeah.
see Mega Man Zero, and that's one that can get agency, can make big
Yes,
plays, can
yes.
land that sleepy trouble bubble, and just one-shot people.
Yep.
So, and I really like that pick into Syndra. I think it's a skill matchup. It's not a self-counter pick or anything, but
No.
Syndra is very strong at pushing the wave. She
Yep.
gets wave control. But I'm really interested to see Nunu Zoe pairing up and going after this
Yeah.
Olaf. And if they can find him in the jungle, Zoe lands the bubble.
Oh,
I think
that's
he's just dead. So Jig and Jag really has to get the jungle priority and get on the move with Zoe. I think that
Yeah.
pair has to be.
I wonder if you'll have more pressure with this Nunu.
Yeah, Nunu and Zoe need more pressure than Syndra
Yeah.
Olaf, which is tough because that's Syndra Olaf is no scary
It's
2v2.
yes.
That's not a
Yes.
2v2 to laugh at.
No.
So I do think that Caitlyn Karma are just going to abuse
The bot
Varus
lane
not
very easily.
unless not gets a
Oh.
hook. Like the thing is, if not gets a hook with Olaf down there, it can go from really oppressive to really bad fast.
Right. Right.
And I'm interested to see Varus's build path. I know he played Lethality Varus in week 2, but he didn't build Lethality until like 30 minutes. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he went like Essence Reaver, Swifties.
Okay. So
Yeah,
just raw damage, great there.
I wasn't too sure. Lethality is very good early, so you want to build it, and then you can build damage after because once people start building armor, it's less effective. So picking up later is not as good, but he prioritizes the mana on Essence Reaver, which is fine. I mean, it's your
Always
playstyle,
playing
but
the poke though. That's the thing.
yeah,
That's where it's coming from.
that's what you need. But you're playing into poke, so it's poke versus poke.
Poke versus poke.
I don't know if you win that poke
Yeah.
war because Karma can just shield Caitlyn.
That's
and
the
then
thing. I think with
it
the poke
negates.
war, Karma would just negate it.
Yep. So I think attack standard. I don't know what you call it, but attack speed, attack on hit Varus is going to be the play here. But lethality can, if he does go that route, can get people chunked, and then Syndra just presses R and blows
Yeah,
someone up. So
that's
that combo. But then I would say Darius in the straight 1v1 in top lane. Darius is the king of top lane. So thank you. I appreciate it. But Darius probably going to take Ghost here if he's really feeling it. Ghost or just you could take Phase Rush with TP in a setting like this. But if it's solo queue, you're taking Conqueror, Ghost, and you're running Aatrox down, and you really want Nunu to have to come to Darius.
Yes.
If Darius is camped and doesn't die like 10 times, he's winning because he's going to be drawing all that attention, and then Olaf is free to just control the bot lane and get the dragons.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with Darius is he can dictate the play in a unique way where he's so strong in the 1v1. You almost need 2 people.
Right.
But he can sometimes even turn it if you don't have the damage.
Games.
So that's the real power of that. And then mid lane I think is going to be a handshake.
It's going to be a handshake. I agree because they're not going to be too much. Like you said, it's a skill matchup. That's what it is, you know.
And I'm excited to see bot lane. Like I said, the poke war should go to Caitlyn Karma. I hope they get ahead and use that, and then we can kind of see top.
I want to see them capitalize on that.
And this is the first time we've ever seen Bearson on a strong side top laner. So you want Olaf to be up there. You want Darius to get a kill, get 2 kills, get out of control. Bot lane is probably just going to be a farm. For Varus. So mid-top is probably going to be Olaf's main priority.
True.
So if he can get ahead and really take over this game, we've seen him on tank duty. We saw him on Xin last game, but he was still on an island.
Yep,
so
still on island
he got the
game.
level 3 gank, but then after that, we didn't see any.
Nope.
And we do see the Ghost coming through here. So he is
going,
really going to. And Ghost got buffed this patch.
It did.
It's
Ghost
good.
is strong.
It's good.
It's good this patch.
And I see his secondary is sorcery, so he probably has that Nimbus cloak.
Yes.
He's going zoom.
Zoom.
And we see Syndra with cleanse. That's a standard into Zoe.
Yeah.
Zoe with cleanse as well. And then pretty standard stuff around. Aftershock on Nunu.
Yeah.
Victorious Aatrox. That's a nice skin.
That was a free. I think that was a free skin.
I think you have to be honor level 2 for that.
Hey, still a free skin. I got it. So
okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see. I think the big dark horse in this game is going to be the Nautilus. If Nautilus can land some hooks into big bursts, we might have an interesting game on our hands. But other than that, I think I hope PTC's bot lane can really use this Caitlyn to its full potential and get on that advantage and get those dragons so we can see FN adjust. They've always had bot prio. So
FN is always a control of the game from what it looks like.
Yep.
So I want to see someone else control the game and make FN, like you said, adjust to the game. Not just bot prio, but the whole game.
Yep.
Because I want to see how they make those adjustments.
Yeah.
Because with all that control that they've had, and from what it seems like just that one game, I can already kind of picture how they had in the last 2 weeks already, right? So I want to kind of see them on the losing end of things and then see how they come back from that.
Yeah. So, and just like standard, we see the 5-man invade here.
They got a good invade.
Yeah,
so.
you don't want to fight a Darius level 1. He is very strong. Or
and
Olaf.
the ward picks all 5 of them up.
So they're going to see this again.
They're coming back.
They're going to see it again, just like last game, but we saw how good FN used that information last game. So we see Nunu on the top side here, but they're actually going for a little bit more here and risk it.
Wow,
maybe
that's real deep. Okay.
Yeah, he bit off a little more than he could chew. We see these wards here. They're going to spot them all leaving, so they're going to know. And Nunu's actually moving over to the bot. Oh, and
nice
Zoe
pick.
getting a nice little poke here. And I'm not even sure if Syndra's going to be able to back, but Zoe took a little damage there, and Jig and Jag getting this the sweeper down. And he's gonna get spotted on this one on blue.
He won't make it to the second one.
Yeah, he's gonna know it's there, I think, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to clear it. So they're gonna know he's starting bot again.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see something interesting here. Maybe if he goes like right to red and then snakes back to the bot lane, so they think he's pathing top, and then he can attack the bot lane with Caitlyn.
That'd be interesting.
Like something like that. You just don't want to be too predictable, especially when the enemy knows exactly where you're starting, and stuff like that. And we see a little bit of a trade here. I'm excited to see a brawl up here. I want to see these two go at each other because these two champions can both of them can just square up and just trade.
Yeah.
So Aatrox has the sustain with his passive, and Darius has a sustain with his Q. So really interested to see how this goes. But Darius does take the ghost
See,
here. So
this is a lot more action on the top lane. Like
Yep.
you said, it's not passive. They're both going at it, especially seeing the Aatrox going in.
yeah,
a
and
little bit more.
I'm glad they picked Aatrox because it's a champion that can actually fight back. It's
Yeah.
not like a tank who's just going to take it from Darius.
Correct.
He can actually, if he lands those Qs, he can win trades
Yep.
for sure. In super extended trades, I'm not so sure unless he lands those sweet spots because Darius, when he gets those 5 stacks,
Oh.
does win. But in those
Yeah.
short trades, Aatrox can trade perfectly fine with Darius.
Yep.
And sometimes even, as we saw earlier, do it from a safer distance. You're
Correct.
outside of the E range. So unless Darius full commits, and once again, freezing is going to be very strong on this top lane because if
Yeah.
you can, as Darius, get the wave to go on your half
Mm-hmm.
and force Aatrox into you, that's when you can get those extended trades and you can really use Darius's kit to the full potential. So look for some wave manipulation here. That stuff's very important.
Mm-hmm.
But we see him kind of just pushing and.
Nice.
And Aatrox is kind of
Doing
abusing him with it. So Aatrox can do the same thing. If he
Yeah.
has to push, he has to come into him, and then Aatrox can kind of dictate how.
Right.
If they have to come to you, you can dictate the pace of trades.
That
So
Syndra combo is nuts. Right
yeah,
there.
and he dodged the trouble bubble. He got behind the 1
Yes.
HP minion to not get stunned there. So Zoe could have turned it around if he would have got hit by that.
Yeah.
So. And yeah, we see Vindy saying that we have a pretty meta comps here, but Darius is not meta for this kind of organized play, but we like seeing him. Darius
like
is
to
the king
see.
of top lane for a
Yep.
reason. So, and we see Karma and Caitlyn not getting a whole lot of poke down, but
They've
a little
been doing
bit.
pretty good though.
Yeah.
They're pushing that lane with
Yeah,
what
they're-
they need to.
and-
So
and
they're
the thing-
doing enough.
And the thing I really like here is you see Nunu on the bot side. With
Yep.
Caitlyn, I talk about it every week.
See, look
Caitlyn
at that.
needs
That's
junglers in the area because if
Yes.
she gets ganked, she wants to be on the forefront.
right.
She wants to be pushing into tower, and this Karma just keeps getting hooked. And
She's
she
playing
might be
real
dead.
dangerous. Real
She's
dangerous.
dead. But Caitlyn actually gets the combo here, and is she gonna trade it? Oh no!
Needs a Q.
Oh Nelly!
Needs a Q. No.
And yeah, just 1 HP. That feels bad, man.
That Karma's playing too. How do I say it? Too reckless.
Yeah,
Right now, it doesn't need to poke that much. It's already too reckless.
Yeah, and you have the Caitlyn, and we see Caitlyn just
Yeah.
caught out. Not much you can do here into the Olaf. The trap was the one hope, but Olaf is
Just-
super fast and ran right past it. So before it could trap. So yeah, Karma. They're never gonna kill
Right.
Varus, Nautilus in the 2v2.
No.
They're gonna poke them out so they can get prio, but they were already getting
They
lane
were
pushed
already
in,
getting
so
pushed in. Yep.
they could have just sat back
Like I
behind
said, they didn't
minions
need to
and-
do that.
Yeah.
But hey, I guess
It
put
happens.
some pressure. It happens.
Yeah, so we do see Varus actually getting a CS lead off that. There's a huge wave, and Karma's actually picking up it. She's being a good support and holding the wave for AD carry.
Nunu's
I know-
grabbing first dragon for what it looks like.
Yeah, Nunu's and that's big. So Varus has to recall because he was no
Yeah.
health. So they do have the dragon prio, and as long as
See,
Nunu
that's
doesn't
nice.
die here,
See, that's different.
Yeah.
That's
So-
really good.
So if Karma didn't get hooked there and die,
Mm-hmm.
they could have pushed that wave in. They had like a 6 minion wave.
Yep.
If they pushed the tower, just recall.
Yep.
Varus has to farm that and then back for the serrated Dirk. They cocould have done that play without any deaths.
Without any depth. Yeah.
But,
Not giving them an advantage down there. So.
Yeah, and we see Varus picking up the serrated Dirk. Maybe he was hearing our commentary on the Essence Reaver first. Poke was not impressive last time, but I definitely more efficient build this way.
Yeah.
With runes and stuff nowadays, you get so much free mana.
Yeah.
Essence Reaver is good, but lethality is just better. And now PTC had the winning bot lane for draft, but if they fall behind, this Nautilus can just go in with no fear, and they can just take trades.
Yep.
So
Just like any other tank bot lane, any
Yeah.
other tank support, just
and
run in.
And enchanters beat engage supports as long as they don't fall behind. If they're
Right.
even or ahead, you got the Namis, the Jannas, the Lulus, the Karmas.
Right.
They are stronger. Oh, and we see Zoe picking up a redemption here, 200 years, and she gets her bot lane to full health. Interesting interaction there
Yeah.
and very good design because she just picks up a redemption for free and gets a top off her team. So Gotta love it. And we see these trade. These guys have been trading pretty good, but no one getting into lethal
no one
range.
gets lethal
so,
range. No.
and we see the junglers trading. They are both even in CS, but Olaf did get that successful gank in the bot lane. Kind of a cleanup. He didn't really. He just kind of came in after they
take
lived.
whatever you
yeah,
can
we
take,
take those kills, and like we said, if Olaf can get to that point where he can
I'm gonna say this Syndra has hit almost every stun.
Yep.
Almost every stun on that Zoe, and I'm
and
amazed
we
with
see
that.
Karma's just getting picked on right now. She's just wherever, and Nautilus is just targeting her.
Well, that's what you get for being like a little too aggressive. Just poke. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, and I mean, like we kind of said, there's no kill pressure.
No.
If you don't throw a Q, it's not. It's nice to land them, but and we see the flash.
And that's done.
Into the Q. What a great combo
that was
right
so
there.
Fast.
And Nautilus doing more. He got the aftershock proc, and he can just kind of steamroll now.
Yep.
And this is really bad news for PTC. This is kind of their one winning lane, but we see Nunu coming in, maybe coming to save the day. There's no flashes down here, but happy feet, and they dodge the snowball, and now they're turning on Nunu. They drop the ignite, and if he can... Oh, he actually flashes in, and we see Zoe coming in, picking up a kill, and that's what we really want to see. We want to see Mega Man Zero hit the map and use his lead and his dominance in lane to affect other lanes. So comes in, picks up a kill, kind of saves the game. Honestly, if that doesn't come through, this bot lane is getting ran over.
Yeah. And then Nunu, he did the ult in the bush. I think he assumed that they were going to chase him with how low he was.
Yeah, but he bought the time for Zoe to come in. So
he
survived. So it ended up working out. He did have to burn his flash. Nunu's an interesting champion where, like, if you dodge the snowball, he feels a lot worse. But if he hits it, he feels really oppressive because you're just, like, slowed, knocked up, and then he ults, and you just, like, can't move for a couple seconds. So this top lane 14 CS lead for Darius here, and we see him pop the ghost. He has to flash. Aatrox has to flash R, and the cooldown for ghost is so low now, where like that can happen whenever.
No, they actually increased the cooldown.
Oh, they increased it
just because of how they buffed it. They increased it just by a little bit, but still.
But it's still lower than like a flash.
Lower than the flash. Yes.
So now if this wave is pushing into Darius, I can't really tell. He could honestly just tank it and just freeze it and say, okay, you ulted and flashed. Now you die.
You gotta fight me.
Yeah, and without the jungler, we see Nunu pathing topside, so he's going to kind of cover for that. But if he doesn't, and we see the redemption again here for Zoe.
He's going to put the redemption on the Olaf and do little damage.
Tickle him a little bit. But that's just free damage, so we take those. And Varus and Nautilus actually getting on the roam here. And we see the first stun missing for Syndra. Varus and Nautilus getting on the roam here. That's pretty interesting. They're looking to use that advantage. Kind of like what Caitlyn wants to do. Get that advantage and move on the map and kind of look. And the unique thing about Varus, Nautilus is if Nautilus lands the hook, Varus R's, like you're not moving for 10 seconds. And with a Syndra and a fed Varus, they pack a punch. So if you can't move for 10 seconds, you're probably dead.
Done.
So,
you're done.
Look for them to get on the roam, and if they can hit the Zoe with a R, they can probably just take this tower because we see one tower plate falling for Zoe because of that roam bot. Syndra stayed in the mid lane to push. But we see Dragon coming up. Nunu's already there. Olaf's in base, so maybe they're going to try and rush this probably. This is really good. I like this.
Yes, the rejected play on the Dragon has been really good.
Oh, and Nautilus just walks into a trap. She's going to get
he misses the hook?
Yeah, he hooks the wall. I'm not really sure.
That's
but
a chunk from Varus?
Yeah, that was a huge chunk, and we see Nautilus just ulting here. I think they could just finish the Dragon.
They need to finish
this. There he gets
go.
the smite, and they actually have TP coming in.
Okay.
And this is a big thing. They have TP advantage. Remember, Darius does not have TP, so he's coming in, but he's late to the party because of that Summoner style choice. And they actually trade 1-for-1 there, jungler for support, and they get the dragon. So they have two dragons. It's Ocean Soul, which is incredibly strong. So if they're able to keep this up, and Nunu does objectives like that, super strong. So if they're able to keep that up, they could get the soul, and that's a huge win con.
Huge.
So they need to tailor their play around these dragons. They need to be prepared. They have to have their buys timed. And in response, we see the Rift Herald coming down. Going to get that plate gold to Syndra. I don't think it's going to be first tower because there is 4 plates on there. But if Zoe isn't able to approach this wave, we could see it fall. But Nunu's here to answer. They do get the plate gold off that, which is very good. And we see kind of this clash of play styles. Now, FN is going to be playing around Dragon as well because they know that's probably their one win con. Is the Ocean Soul for PTC. So they really need to keep that in mind. And we see Olaf kind of caught out here, but Darius is coming down in a 3v3.
That's a nice
and I
start.
was going to say that was almost a free dunk reset, but I think he's donating the kills to his
just
team.
that damage that you said, Darius, Sinja, Olaf.
Yeah, they can.
That's
If they win the
can't get
3v3.
away. Yep.
If there's not like a pick from the Zoe, a bubble or something,
or even just the chunk that she can do with that Q distance.
she needs to have like a
if
make
she
an
can
advantage.
that would make if she can create an advantage like that, that would change that team fight right there.
And the thing is, like, usually you would have Caitlyn to provide that as well. So you'd have Caitlyn Zoe, but she's down here farming. She wasn't able to use that advantage in lane, that range. And Varus is historically a very strong laner, so it's not like it was a free ride for Caitlyn, but really wanted to see her get a lead. So they could team up Zoe and Caitlyn. And we see the R miss. And Darius having a huge, almost 50 CS lead up here. And that's just how Darius is. He's a lane bully. He wins every melee matchup because of his passive is just so strong. And paired with Conqueror, and then he even took the Combat Summoner Ghost, so he can just run people down. And if Aatrox doesn't have R or Flash, like he has to approach the wave really careful, especially if Olaf is bot side. Or not Olaf, Nunu. And Nunu's been playing for Dragons and for that bot control. So this is another thing with the bot lane losing. Usually they would be able to rotate around. And
he countered that. That was really nice.
Wow, that was a great trade. But we see fights all over the entire map here. And Nunu going in bot here, but Olaf's here for the counter gank actually, and he's not aware of that. Olaf running right in.
Nunu gets the full alt out, but only damage was good. It's just
he took a lot more. He tried to face an Olaf, which is tough, and we see Aatrox kind of fighting back here, and it's just so tough for Aatrox up here. He's on an island into a counter matchup, and this is Bear Sun's main champion, so he knows the matchup.
That's just gonna be.
And there's not much he can do here. He's just gonna take these little trades. Darius heals up off the Q. He's gonna push him in. He could take a little cheater recall here, but and Zoe getting super low, and that was a good cleanse flash actually. If she doesn't cleanse flash that, she's definitely dead. Quick reactions. I didn't see how that got started. If Syndra caught Zoe on the was she recalling or
no?
She just got caught out.
Yeah, just got caught out.
And we see Syndra does the all-in right on the item buy. So she finishes the Sork Boots Ludens. So that's a big
grab.
and this is kind of what we talked about before, where if Nautilus Hook lands with the Varus
that Nautilus Hook is so hidden because they extended.
The hitbox is like this.
Yes.
We like to see. Well, Zoe does the same thing, so we got a little bit on both sides. I think the Nautilus is, like we kind of mentioned, the sleeper big pick in this because they got the Nautilus and they banned the Leona, the trade. Usually you trade engage for engage if you're handshaking for it, but they traded it for Karma, which in the meta Karma is actually like SS plus tier in a lot of drafts of taking her first pick in pro play because she just brings so much. She can give like Ardent and stuff to the whole team with her empowered shield and stuff like that. So she's super good. But when you get hooked, there's not much you can do.
Well, especially if you can't live through it. Usually Karma, like if you shield yourself, you have enough of that shield health on you, like Karma can usually live through it.
But when you get
the
to
fact
that
they're
point,
behind, the fact that they're behind in lane, that's what kind of kills it from where Karma can't stay in lane as long as like she wants to be.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and we see a big pickup on it, and that's that lethality.
Big.
Even with the nerf, he still packs a huge punch, and Nunu trying his best, but here comes the resets, and he's popping ghosts, and he's flashing in, and he actually kind of flubs that a little bit, but he's still in there, and he is strong, and he's got his max stacks, but he's getting rooted under tower. Darius might fall here, but no, he's living. If he got one more auto off on that Zoe, he might have had a pentakill.
Pentakill right there.
which would have been a huge pop
Was
off.
that
but
third dragon they just? That was third.
yeah.
Okay.
So
they
Water
really
Dragon goes over to FN, and,
Yep.
and we see a 8-kill lead, 7K gold lead.
Yeah, that's.
PTC did a great job controlling the Dragons early. They were really on the map first. They kind of had the better macro play, but just some matchups are not going so well. We see the 50 CS lead in top lane, 20 CS lead in the jungle, even a 10 CS lead in the mid lane, which is probably just a result of everything.
It's just so
but
interesting how the mid and the top vice versa from the last game.
Yeah.
Right? Top wasn't too bad, too far behind in their last game, but this time top is
really
50,
behind.
really behind.
And we haven't seen Nunu
no,
make it to the top
make it
lane
to the
at
top
all.
lane at all.
So this Aatrox has just been on an island, and Nunu actually hops the wall here to get Rift, and if Darius walks down and finds him,
Just sees it.
it's going to be a bad time for this
Yep,
Nunu.
yep.
So hopefully that doesn't end. I think Darius has an inkling that it's going on here. Maybe not.
No,
but
the
Olaf gets
did.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
but Nunu has no flash.
No
so
flash. So he's going to die right here.
yeah, and if this gets donated, you would like to see that donated over to the Darius just because he is so ahead.
Right.
You can just kind of make it like impossible to 1v1.
Who
And
just got cut out? Was that the Zoe that got cut out?
No, the Karma
got cut out again. Okay.
he's just a magnet to this hook.
He is.
And it feels bad because, like you said, it is from that one early one. She was fishing for a Q,
Yeah.
got hooked. Olaf was there. They fell behind, and now they're just
Ooh.
now they're just
They're
paying
just
for
trolling. Yep.
yeah, they're just paying for that one misplay, and then with the amount of damage that is on the side of
Yeah.
FN, they're just kind of getting
They're just steamrolling.
yeah,
right
they're
now.
getting rammed. Just like last game, we see Shirley coming in here.
Shirley or Shelly? I heard both.
I think Shelly's the first one, Shirley's the second
Oh,
one, or
okay.
something like that.
See, this Nautilus changes the game. It's the
Yeah,
support now that just changed this
he
whole
is
game.
absolutely popping off. and
Yeah.
he's having a great game, and the whole team, and they smell blood in the water. They're
Yeah.
like, we're super strong. We're just gonna run it
Yeah,
down
they're
mid
just doing it. It's
and
done.
ARAM a little bit here, and there's not many options they can do. You know, the Nunu fell behind. But yeah, this Nautilus pick just looking huge, and Zoe looking to make like a hero pickup play, get a couple
Look
kills
at those,
here and
but
save
those
the day.
picks
but
are. I mean, those the damage off those.
Yeah, and
the poke. Oh,
yeah, the
stops it in
lethality.
tracks.
There's 0 armor built on the side of PTC. There's 2 Ninja Tabby, so this lethality is just absolutely tearing them apart, and that's the power of Varus, and that's why he's considered so strong. Is that
Right.
you can just sit at a super safe distance and throw Qs. You get the full burst when you are Q because you get the W procs.
Right.
But even if you're unable to do that and you just sit back and throw Qs and you start the fight, you're at full health, the other team's at half health. You're probably going to win. So and Caitlyn can kind of do the same thing with her autos if she's allowed to get to that point. But she's been kind of shut down. This Nautilus has been absolutely smurfing though, and when someone's popping off like that, I think he missed 1 hook this
He did.
entire game.
Yeah.
But
No, he
other-
missed a couple.
A
hooks.
couple?
Yeah. a
Oh
couple.
yeah, and Laney missed a couple.
And laning, yes.
He
But
was,
in the
he was
team fights,
fishing
he's been
for
pretty
Max,
good.
yeah.
Yep.
But he did. He's been landing some really clutch ones.
Yep.
Just being in the right place at the right time.
He's
is the best
punishing the
thing.
Karma's aggression. That's really what he's doing.
Yeah,
you know?
and he's been on the map first. So you see him with the Mobies and the Gargoyle Stoneplate. So he's just pushing his lead, and now when he goes in, he can double his health,
Yep.
and he can just auto attack. Nautilus is so good because he just has to auto for root, and that's something that not a lot of champions bring.
No.
So we see him just coming in. Aatrox is trying to finish some items. He finishes Black
He's
Cleaver,
got the
but he's
Yumus and the Aatrox. Yeah.
and Darius has the Triforce, and
And,
he looks like
almost
he's
a
building
Sterix.
towards Sterix. So, Varus is on that 2 lethality item, and the pickup I really like here is the Executioners.
Yes.
That item is so good early, and Last Whisper is actually super strong when the other team builds armor, but they're not building armor. So he's like, oh, I'm just going to sit on Xyz, prevent healing from Nunu and Aatrox and all that stuff. And and this Nautilus just has a grudge against this
my
Karma.
goodness.
He just does not like this Karma for some reason. And we see Darius just running in. He's got no regard for this tower, and he is just super strong. And he might have bit off a little more than he can chew, but he got it all started for his team. He didn't even fall in the end there.
No.
And
Came out with what? Almost literally 10 health.
Yeah, he looked like he had no health, but now he's
Right?
healed up. You can see Ocean Dragon effect here, and Riskin might be suiciding here. This isn't ARAM. You don't have to die to reset. But yeah, Viz, I agree. Executioners is the best, cheapest item in the game. For 800 gold, you get the amount of value as Morellonomicon
Right.
gives you for 30,200 or whatever it is. But yeah, I actually think Darius wins this, even though he's started the fight at no HP. And yeah,
The Darius, the damage, the heal.
I think Bearsom was saying he's only died like twice in all these games, in 6 games.
Really?
Yeah, so he died once last game, and I think he died once in the first 2 sets.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
he's making a case for
being
super top.
Yep.
But yeah, he's been playing
He's
super
been playing
well,
really good.
and we've seen him on a variety of champions. We saw him on Zin, we saw him on Darius, Malphite, Ornn. That's a good collection of champions.
It
You
is.
might need to get some AP.
I like to see him pull it out then.
Yeah,
Pull out the AP.
He needs some AP in then his. I guess he played AP Malphite, but
Oh, did he play?
I don't think he didn't play AP, but he played Malphite.
Okay,
So Malphite
okay.
can be AP, so that's in his arsenal. So that's a really good collection. And he's been playing super well in all their matches, and obviously everyone on their team is playing very
Yeah.
well this game. But Burn Victim, 505. His Syndra is so good. His Corki's good. We saw his Lucian.
Lucian
He's
just
super
stomped.
strong.
Yep.
Yeah, so all across the board, they've looked super good, and I think it's because they've been playing a
See,
lot.
that Karma is.
Yeah, this Nautilus. I don't know what Karma said in the
I
pregame
know.
chat or something, but he is just angry.
angry at this
He's
Karma.
just hunting this Karma. Wherever Karma goes, Nautilus is hooking him.
Yep.
If there's someone else, nope, I'm hooking this
Yep.
Karma. He is impressed. He's saying sub diff this game.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, we see him 3-2-12 on the Nautilus, just bringing all the engage, the
Mm-hmm.
CC. And he really is the primary engage on this team. If you look at it, Darius is a good engager, but he's not like the
No.
tank. So you want Nautilus to go in, and then Darius can pop the ghost and be like that secondary engage
Yep.
with the Olaf.
Yep.
So, I really do think Nautilus is just popping off this game, and the team has been playing really well around it. Smelling the blood in the water when they grouped as 5 and just took the inhib. That was
It's-
super good, and now
It's
they
really
got the
nice
Baron.
to see this team. Each lane pulls their weight,
Yeah.
right? You're not relying on one lane, like honestly how some teams are.
Yeah.
But this team, like each lane is pulling their own weight.
Yeah, and they're all playing really well this game. Just looking down their scoreboards, we've been talking up Nautilus, but he's kind of inting. He's got 2
He's got
deaths.
2 deaths. He's the only one with deaths.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they might just pull the Baron, just go ahead and end it here.
yeah, and they're strong enough. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even know what the 16K gold lead. You just pull out your wallet and you just start smacking the other
Yeah.
team at this point, and we see Nautilus hook someone
Ah,
other
see,
than
and
Karma,
the
but
Aatrox just goes down.
did you see that Varus Q?
I did. It
It one-shot Karma and Caitlyn,
Yup.
like literally to 10 health. And yeah, we see the last Whisper here. So,
There we go.
yeah.
Dang, that was
it was another
fast
clean game.
Another very clean game for
Fire
FN.
Nation. Yeah,
Really
they played
clean.
really well.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys want to get into this league, I think it's a great way to improve your skills. If you really want to improve your skills in League of Legends, like, this is a great way because you're playing with a team. You're learning how to macro play with each other. You're learning your own mechanics as well, too.
Yeah,
It's a great way to grow.
Yeah, and you can have these conversations with your team. Like, if there is a misplay, and it's not always easy to acknowledge your misplays. But when you play with people or like a set team, they can say, hey, this we could work on.
Right.
Not like attacking someone, but like in solo queue, if someone gives you advice, they're not giving it to you
Right,
nicely.
right.
They're flaming you.
Right.
So it's a really good thing, and we're gonna, after we're done talking here, we're gonna be putting up the thing to how to join the graphic. That's the word I was looking for. The graphic for how to get in contact. And if you are interested in joining the league, really reach out. Reach out to Aaron, and
Yeah.
we'll be happy to have you. So next week's actually going to be our break week. I know we had kind of a little bit of a talk. We might be doing something a little fun or having a TFT event or something like that. But next week the league is going to have the league players are going to have a
2-week
week
break.
off. 2 week break.
2 week break
2
because
week break.
2 weeks is July 4th. So
Okay.
the
Yeah. So
holidays.
holiday, we're all going to go party like rock stars. Huh? July 12th is the next game. So we're going to do that, and we might have something going on. We'll definitely keep you guys posted. Hit us with a follow if you want to check it out. Like we said, we're going to be doing couple other games, couple other things. But July 12th, we'll be back at the 2 p.m. tentative start. We'll see what works with the teams. And, so FN with the win here, going to 3-0. Party the Challenger falling to 1-2. They're going to be falling to third place. So we have FN, EGL, PTC, and then THE. So we do have a couple roster changes and stuff like that coming in, and we'll keep everyone posted on July 12th, our next break. So thanks, Simeon, again, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep. So have a good one.
Yep.
I was one of the best players in my class. I was playing at the top level. I was on my way up, but my basketball dreams shattered. I was just out of it. Dark circles all around my eyes. I just looked bad and I really felt bad. My mom took me to my doctor. Then my mom is kind of worried, so she goes out and talks to my doctor while I'm laying down on the bed. And when I wake up, we're at the gates of St. Jude. I see blue sheets on my bed. Two people walk in with white coats. He said, "You've been diagnosed with